What we're doing is basically working down that path of, we're not changing it. We're basically augmenting and allowing the consumer to control the use of their data, the sharing of their data, and the monetization of their data. So when a qualified borrower,
when it comes to credit modeling, for example, within the mortgage space, credit is obviously a big player. We're looking at people's credit to determine their level of qualification and if they fit. And I had always thought, once I kind of got the idea of what blockchain was, how far away are we from me as an individual owning my own credit? Meaning I don't need Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian for me to present to a potential lender my viability as a borrower. Because if I have all of my personal transactions on my bank account, if I have all my payment history, if I have all my assets all on my own personal blockchain that I choose to share or give a key to for a potential lender, to me, that's the ultimate freedom right there, because now I don't have to worry about mistakes. I don't have to worry about, somebody trying to steal. I mean, I know there could be issues down the road, but you guys aren't doing that necessarily, but you're working in that direction. I feel like with what you're doing with, I think it's called Passport and Ricky, is that right?
Correct. So empowering the consumer with their data so they can have virtual credit is what we're doing. If you take aside, and we were talking about this pre-call, we live in a Web 2 world, which is basically read and write in social media platforms. So you have email, you have texting, you have social media. That's how we share and distribute information. And when we're doing a lot of that, it's done through the internet, which is open source. So the ultimate goal is when you think a step beyond that into an open protocol where you have participants in payments and lending and regulation, and at the center of all that is the individual. It's you, it's me, it's Debbie, it's all of us. Where there's a term coined June of last year by Jack Dorsey, who's
Twitter,
the CEO and founder. He was Twitter, now it's Block. He was also Square, but it's called Block. What we're doing is basically working down that path of, we're not changing it. We're basically augmenting and allowing the consumer to control the use of their data, the sharing of their data, and the monetization of their data. So when a qualified borrower is providing their bank account information and transaction data, Ricky is the intelligence that sits on top of that direct source data, direct from my bank account. So we know it's accurate data, right? So the intelligence that comes on, and this has been learned through many years of working with regulators, that there's a lot of questions that come into models. There's a lot of models out there. Some work well, some don't work well. And it's hard to determine when it's a black box. So what we've chosen to do is, and this has been worked on for many, many years, over a decade, is go down that path of artificial intelligence that's not machine learning. Go down that AI path that's utilizing linguistics and mathematically determining someone's ability to pay based off cash flow, discretionary. We can see rent histories that are coming in there. You can see if it's 8 months checks and 3 Venmos and 1 PayPal. The linguistics will pick all that up, and it removes the gibberish. You see all of it. So we're not saying get rid of FICO. We're saying FICO is great, that you're in debt, and how did you handle that debt? What we're saying
I'm saying get rid of FICO.
But we're saying, what's the holistic view and true ability to pay of a consumer? Well, this is it. If you're looking at assets and you're looking at how you handle debt together, and now you tokenize that, and we call it a medallion, right? So we all have our own medallions that we will then share into a exchange where the lenders can say, I like that medallion, but I didn't know that it was Debbie Hoffman or Mike Mills or Eric Lapin or Shaquille O'Neal or Juan Lopez. Right. You don't know. You just know, all right, I see the soft score. I see the Ricky. They've got a positive cash flow. So it's 120 Ricky. I like this deal. I'm gonna present an offer now. And now me as the consumer can say, all right, I got a couple offers here. I like the one from Mike. I'm gonna go with Mike. Now I then send my information. The PII is now sent, and now we're doing business together. And it's for that permissible use. So everything's permissible use. It's owned and possessed and shared by me, the consumer. And this is for not just mortgage. This is going to be for any loan. So any credit, you may be approved for 500,000, but I'm going to do 40,000 for this Toyota 4Runner. I'm going to get, a business loan of 100 grand because I want to start this. It's virtual credit.